salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east. All across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State. Oh, Texas got it all, y'all.
Well, howdy, neighbors. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters right here on RFD TV. Today, we're going to talk about a cattle breed that's been beefing up Texas herds since 1931. After years of selective breeding, a South Texas man by the name of Tom Lassiter developed the genetic makeup of Beefmaster cattle. That was the first American composite breed. Lassiter used a combination of three pre-existing breeds: 50% Brahman, 25% Hereford, and 25% Shorthorn, resulting in a breed that inherited the best characteristics of all three breeds. Just 6 short years after developing the Beefmaster breed, Lassiter closed his herd, and to this day, no outside genetics have been introduced to his original foundation. So, what makes Beefmaster unique? First off, they're the only beef breed with a guiding production philosophy. That's right, any Beefmaster you come across has been developed to fulfill 6 important essentials: disposition, fertility, weight, conformation, milk production, and hardiness. These selection principles are based on one of nature's oldest laws: survival of the fittest. Tom Lassiter wanted his Beefmasters to maximize production efficiency and believed that a breed should not be selected on criteria like color or horns, but instead on milk and meat production. So he fashioned them to be intelligent, possess strong maternal traits, have a gentle disposition, and created them to be heat, drought, and insect resistant. Over the years, this breed has continued to improve, and now it's globally recognized for the ability to withstand the hottest of summers and the harshest of winters. Typically, when ranchers find other breeds of cattle seeking shade or wading out in the water, Beefmasters can be found unbothered, up and grazing. I don't know if you're familiar with Texas weather, but that's no surprise. This breed is so diverse that it's certainly thriving in Texas. Now, over 80 years later, Beefmasters remain proven and effective, earning their nickname as the Prophet breed. Now, let's join Tammy Arender as she meets with Lorenzo Lassiter in San Angelo to see how the Lassiter family has continued to carry out Tom's balanced approach to cattle selection. The Beefmaster breed is just another way Texas agriculture matters.
My grandfather founded the breed, and actually it goes back to cattle developed by my great-grandfather in the late 1800s. So I'm the 4th generation of our family to be working on it.
The Lassiter name is legendary in the Lone Star State's cattle industry.
Kind of grew up knowing I'd be a rancher, and I guess partly it's respect for legacy and all that, but it's always been something I loved. I love cattle, I love genetics, I love selection. So those kind of things have always been suited to me.
Lorenzo Lassiter visits these Beefmaster bulls just days before his big annual sale in San Angelo, now in its 61st year.
So we actually do a 3-phase gain test. Pre-weaning gain, which is how they perform on their mother. Post-weaning gain, which is a grass gain phase where we run them on grass. And then the final phase, which they're in now, is a 50-day gain test on a low-energy ration. And so that 3-prong test mimics a steer's life cycle. So our customers who are raising beef calves can go in and identify the genetics they need to make their calves grow in the phases that they want them to and how they want them to.
Lorenzo is co-owner of Isa Beefmasters in San Angelo. He and his sister Isabella say that they are honored to carry on what their ancestors started.
We're very Texas-centric. The breed was founded here in Falfurrias by my grandfather, as I mentioned, and the majority of the breeders would be here, and then it evolves out from there. So the surrounding states would be big, but From a national perspective, I think it's the 9th largest breed in the U.S. in registrations. We're registering about 19,000 calves now.
The Lassiters operate on 12 different pastures throughout the San Angelo area. But because of drought this year, they had to move some cattle to greener pastures in East Texas. For Lorenzo, it's all about quality, no matter what it takes.
We'll present 39 data points related to their life cycle. So everything from calving ease to carcass quality to growth. All of the factors that go into a bull's value, and so trying to create value and allow our customers to really identify and select the bulls that will do what they need them to. What makes Beefmasters unique is it's a 3-way cross or composite. It's half English and made up of Hereford and Shorthorn, and half Bosendicus, made up of 3 Bosendicus breeds. We think of them as American Brahman today. So that 3-way cross imprints maximum heterosis in the cattle. So when using crossbreeding, you get the biggest genetic jump through that.
Besides the unique breed characteristics, Lassiter says that their process of finishing is also a bit rare.
For instance, another differentiator, the grass gain is pretty unusual in the industry. Most of the English cattle that are sold go straight from weaning onto a feed yard, and they're sold as fat little yearlings. And these cattle are developed slowly over their yearling phase on grass, native pastures, to develop athleticism, toughness, those kinds of things. And there's a real risk when you put bulls on feed, like these guys are fat now because they're ready to sell, but you want to be careful about pushing cattle too hard or making them grow too fast. It can affect fertility and feed and a whole number of things.
Genetics play a key role in the Beefmasters breed, bringing advantages to the rancher who operates in harsh conditions, be it heat or cold or anything else Mother Nature can throw at them.
So we sell a lot of genetics into the equatorial zone throughout the world, where there's less infrastructure, less feed, more heat, more humidity, those kinds of things that the cattle have to tolerate. But the breed actually does really well. There's breeders in Alaska, Wisconsin, so cold is not so much a factor either, which is why I say they're adaptable. Hey boys, shh, come on.
The adaptable animal and the Elbar brand is fast becoming known around the world. Lorenzo and others who breed Beefmasters love to travel abroad and advocate for this hardy herd.
I love travel and I love going to other countries. I think I've been to 18 countries now talking about Beefmasters. And so that my love of the cattle and my love of travel and the international business has really, that was the contribution I was able to make.
I'm Tammy Arender for Texas Agriculture Matters.
Well, howdy neighbors, it's my pleasure to have Doyle Sanders with us today. Now Doyle's the owner and chief operator of Double D Bar Ranch, and joining me is Doyle. I thank you for being with us today and being on our show.
Thank you.
To kick things off, let's tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your agriculture background.
I grew up in Houston, and we had a little 5-acre farm out what used to be the country, which is now just south of the airport there. Okay. And grew up milking cows in the morning, feeding chickens, hogs, horses on a 5-acre ranch. I couldn't wait to get off of there and go to college. I went to A&M and got a degree in civil engineering and spent my career as a pipeline engineer doing projects worldwide. We got into the ranching operation when I bought some property in the late 90s in Austin County. I loved Austin County and the heritage that's come from that area. We got into Beefmasters, and we've been continued on for the past 25 years.
Okay. Now, even though we're semi-neighbors from Austin, where your ranch is, but we actually met in kind of an unusual place.
Correct.
We were both on a trade mission in the UK. I think, if I remember right, we met in a hotel in London.
That's correct.
Yeah, and we're both over there trying to sell Beefmasters among other agriculture products.
Me and my wife and you were the only Texans there.
That's right, that's right. But they knew we was in town.
That's right.
All right, tell us a little bit about the Beefmaster breed and how it came to be here in Texas.
The Beefmaster breed was developed down in South Texas in Falfurrias. The Lassiter family started it really going back into 1892, and Tom Lassiter in about the late 20s, early 30s, he applied some economic principles to it and came up with the 6 essentials of what you need to have to be economic, because right at that time the Depression was going on and people were losing ranches and farms, and so he designed a breed, and it's really a 5-way crossbred hybrid that's based on the Bosendicus side. There's 3 different types of Brahma bull, and then on the female side, there was Shorthorn and Hereford.
Right.
And out of that, he developed a herd, moved it in 1948 to Madison, Colorado. But the herd was closed, and hadn't been any new genetics brought into it. From that, people started seeing what Beefmasters could do. When they saw them, they fell in love with them.
Right.
And I did some research. Being an engineer, I did some research among the different American breeds, and decided from an economic standpoint that's what I needed to have was Beefmasters. Now,
you have a Beefmaster operation, but it's kind of a niche operation, a little different than a normal one. Tell us a little about your operation.
It didn't take us long to figure out that on about 120 acres we couldn't do much for having a large spread of cattle. We selected our cattle very carefully with high EPDs, and made sure that they would perform. We stuck with performance proven cattle, and that led us to decide that we needed to sell genetics out of our ranch. We started in Thailand and then moved into Europe. I did some studies back about 2013 on what markets our breed association had been beating up on Mexico. We were established in Mexico and we were established in South Africa, but we were looking into Guatemala and different other local areas, and I decided that, well, I was contacted by some breeders. There were Brahma breeders that, going back into the 1990s, actually under Rick Perry and George W. Bush, they exported, the Thai beef industry had gotten to the point where they had like a 40% mortality rate. So they exported Brahma cattle over there. Well, after a while, the breeders knew that they needed to improve the beef quality that they had. Brahmas, the hardiness out of Brahma saved their career. Now they wanted to improve on the beef.
And they need something that tastes good now.
They wanted something to taste good and was tender. And we tried to help them, and we found all kinds of just international health problems. I finally I worked with Mike Phillips with USLGE, and we got a grant, emerging market grant, to introduce Beefmasters into Thailand.
Perfect.
It's turned into a very successful operation. Beefmasters are now known to be the top premium commercial breed in Thailand. So
stories like yours is one of the main reasons that I had to build a new livestock export facility at the airport in Houston. So, hey folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more from my friend Dahl Sanders right here on Texas Agriculture Matters. Well, welcome back, neighbors, to Texas Agriculture Matters. I'm your host, Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Now, let's continue our talk with Dahl Sanders of Double D Bar Ranch. Now, Dahl, you're telling me that you got to head to Turkey in the morning. Now, I'm assuming that's not the home of Bob Wheels, Turkey, Texas, right?
No, it's not.
Like Istanbul turkey, right?
Well, it's actually over near Georgia.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess my question I'm leading to is, what makes this Beefmaster breed so interesting to international travel and trade?
Our Beefmaster cattle have been known for years to be highly feed efficient and have strong hybrid vigor and crossbreeding. That's been proven in scientific studies by USDA, and University of Bologna in Italy did their research, and they confirmed that Beefmasters have really the highest heterosis of any bovine breed in the world. Now, when you're crossbreeding and then you're increasing your weight gain, feed efficiency is really important, especially to countries like Turkey. They still go out and make hay with hay forks and horseback wagons and this type. If you could cut the feed that they require by 15 to 20%, it's a huge man-hour savings.
Yeah.
So, and then in the feedlot, when you can get a calf to market to harvest 2 to 3 months before the other breeds, you're not feeding them; they're dead, and but you got all the meat that you wanted to have. So the feed efficiency and the heterosis are really what's the strongest that Beefmaster provide. USDA did a study with a Meat Animal Research Center in 2017 to prove that among the American breed, 18 American breeds, that we were the most feed efficient for steers and heifers. Okay. That, on a sustainability aspect, is what's important over there in Europe right now.
Good, it is. That's a big buzzword here and abroad.
That's correct.
So let's move back to Texas now.
Okay.
Why is this breed important to Texas?
I believe this breed can bring beef worldwide to improve in a lot of areas. The feed efficiency, as I mentioned, and then we're not telling people to go out and change to Beefmasters. What we're saying is, if you like the breed you got, you're really going to love them when you cross them with Beefmasters, and you're going to get where you've been getting 6 calves by weight, you're going to be seeing 7 to 8 calves per weight when it comes to harvest time.
Total weaning weight.
Total weaning weight. Yeah.
Gotcha. I got you.
Yeah. So that's really important, and it's a lot of commercial breeders in the U.S. are seeing that, and Texas is where the Beefmaster bulls are coming from.
Last question. Why does Texas agriculture matter?
On my way up here yesterday, I drove through the Brazos River bottom. I saw everything that's been taking place there with cotton, with corn, oil and gas wells out there among them.
Pecan trees.
The pecan trees, everything along there. That we lead the United States, and I've had people come over here from Brits coming from the UK. First thing they want is a good Texas steak. And when we were over there, we went to Whole Foods and I saw steak at like $75 to $80 a pound, and we can provide that to them. But that's what Beefmasters can do, and what Texas agriculture can do for the beef industry worldwide.
Well, Doll, thanks for being with us. You're an interesting fella. Glad to call you my friend. And thanks for informing us about Beefmasters.
All right.
Now, friends, let's take a look at another one of our great Go Texan partners. For over 20 years, the Texas Department of Agriculture's Go Texan program has helped promote products made right here in the Lone Star State. From boots to salsa, Go Texan members make the best stuff on earth. Now, friends, let's take a look at one of these fine Texas businesses and why they are Go Texan proud.
Go Texan every day.
Andy Young. I am a representative of East Texas Seed. East Texas Seed Company is a wholesale retail distributor of field seed and grass seed. We're a family-owned business that's been in Tyler, Texas for almost 60 years. We distribute field seed and grass seed throughout the southeastern part of the United States. We work in a very diverse agricultural area here in East Texas. We cover a lot of different ecoregions, and we distribute the seed mainly for production in livestock. Some of the varieties of seed that we offer are for forage production. We do fall, cool season annuals, and we do warm season perennials. Our annual varieties would be ryegrass, oats, wheat, rye grain, and all your legumes are what we sell for fall seed production. Then in the spring we do Bermuda grass, Bahia grass, and your annuals, warm season annuals like millet and sorghum Sudan. We offer approximately, I would say, around 150 different varieties of seed here. So we have our retail counter here at our location in Tyler. Then we load our trucks and distribute seed in the East Texas area to mainly feed stores and fertilizer distributors and large ranches here in East Texas. The rail cars are loaded in the Northwest. They come out of Oregon, and we load ryegrasses, fescues, and legumes there in Oregon, and it's shipped here into East Texas to our location, and we offload it here, then reship it back out to the distributors, which goes into the consumer market. We sell beyond Texas. We sell throughout the southeastern part of the United States. I would say our boundaries are probably I-35 to the west, and then to the East Coast. Well, I think the unique part of East Texas Seed is being a family-owned business, being a third-generation company, and we're part of agriculture. We're very supportive of our ag people that we distribute to, and I think, you know, we have a niche market in that we're not going into the mass merchants box stores. We're going into family-owned businesses like we are ourselves. It was important to me to become a Go Texan member because I think the program is very supportive of Texas-made products, and we have seed that is grown here in our state, and we do blends here at our location that are sold throughout the state. And I think the logo on our bags, the Go Texan logo, really makes our bag different than other distributors in the industry. I'm Andy Young with East Texas Seed Company, and we are Go Texan proud.
Well, neighbors, thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Beefmaster cattle. Originating here in the Lone Star State, today the Beefmaster breed is the 5th largest breed in the United States. Beefmasters were specifically designed and selected to be hardy, fertile, strong, and produce top quality beef and milk. So it's no surprise that you can find this Texas breed throughout the United States, Brazil, South America, all over. And folks, we owe a big thank you to Tom Lassiter and his successors like Lorenzo for developing this beefy breed and continuing the legacy. Now, as always, I'd like to close by saying thanks to every Texas farmer and rancher who works from sunrise to sunset to help keep our rural heritage alive. Finally, here's today's cowboy logic. Now, the difference between a clever person and a wise person: a clever person will figure out how to solve the problem, but a wise person will just avoid the problem. Thank you, God bless. And remember, friends, Texas agriculture matters.